Welcome back to the lab, folks. So today we're going to get into a three-part series in looking at these multimeters. Now all these multimeters here, I got them on my last mailbag video. So if you want to go back there and look at that, I'll leave a link up here for it. So the idea was here, we'll get a bunch of multimeters under a certain price, but they had to be 4.5 digits or better, or what we call precision multimeters. So I did come up with these 5 here. And there are a couple of close contenders that didn't quite make it in because they were a little bit too pricey. So we did get all these off of AliExpress. I'll put up the price of each one of these as we go through them. But what I'm going to do today is I've got this scorecard here I'm going to start filling out. So for the unit, I'm going to put the price, the packaging, accessories. So I'm trying to determine which one of these is the best deal. So we're going to go through each one briefly today, put batteries in them, turn them on, and check out these things here. In the next video, what we'll probably do is we'll probably look at the performance of them. And then in the final video, we're going to do our evaluation of them and come up with a winner. So this is an ANENG AN870 true RMS multimeter. And I think it's got a 20,000 counts. Yeah, 19,999 counts. And here it comes with the user's manual, which is all in English. And it comes with a set of probes. Okay, the probes themselves fit in the hand very nicely, very sharp, and they have a small amount of gold plating on them, at least it looks like gold. And the leads they're not silicone, but they're not bad at all. They have a rubbery feel rather than a plastic feel to them. It comes with a temperature probe. It's the standard Type K, I imagine. Most of these meters have a Type K temperature probe. This is pretty typical for inexpensive meters. And all of these were inexpensive. So let me start this scorecard on this one here. Okay, does it have a tilting bail on it? It does have a tilting bail. It's hard to get out. There we go. Once it gets out, it's only a single position. And it's not too bad. I doubt you'd be able to push too many buttons on it. You can sort of push the buttons on it, but it likes to slide up. And this is a silicone mat here, so that's high friction mat. Let's put some batteries in this thing. Okay, so it's a screw here. That takes AA batteries. That's good. So we'll put down AA. I always use lithium batteries these days. I'm just tired of having my stuff destroyed by leaking batteries, and it seems to be a more frequent thing than it was in the past. So I've switched over to lithium primary cells and lithium rechargeables, and there we go. So it is a nice metal insert here on the screw. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that there. Okay, now fuse access is you have to take the rubber baby buggy bumper off it. The outer protection is pretty good. I like this. It's got a, having this, even though it is a little bit stiff, is a lot nicer than having one molded on. As far as I'm concerned, it can be removed for cleaning. It can be removed to reduce the size of it if you wanted to use it in a situation where size is important. So yeah, I would say outer protection on this one is good. Now for the next one, we have to get into it. Now these screws here, these are self-tapping plastic screws. They're very small and they have a very fine thread on them. So that's not particularly great. Even meters like Fuchs and Brymans, they have self-tapping screws that go to plastic, but you'll notice that they're much larger diameter of the screw itself, and they have like a much wider thread. So they're not cutting very fine little grooves in there that could easily be torn out or stripped. Let's see what does it have in here for actual protection. Not much at all. There's 2 fuses in here, but they're not rated at the rated voltage of this. Like this is rated at 1000 volts Cat 3. Seriously, you can't rate a meter at 1000 volts Cat 3 and put fuses like this into it. The battery contacts are nice. I like those. I guess that's a PTC there. And I don't see any MOV on the board. You've got these MELF resistors here. These sockets here look like, let me see if I can see this under magnifying glass. Yeah, they're just split sheet metal, so not fantastic. Now, let's put this back together. With small little screws like this, be extra careful to, back it up until you feel it drop into the groove, like that, and then tighten it up so you're not cutting a new thread in there, and don't tighten it up too much. Once it begins to get a little bit of resistance there, that's good enough. This thing's not going to fly apart. Okay, the case goes on a lot easier than it came off. Now, as far as the size goes, this looks like about the size of the Fluke 15, Fluke 17. It very much resembles one of those meters in its appearance. The way the controls are all laid out, the positions of the knobs and everything are pretty much the same. Let's get an idea of the display size here, and I'm more interested in the size of the characters, the main characters here. Exactly 2 centimeters. Does not appear to have a dual display. The knob here it's a bit stiff. It's very positive, but it's a bit stiff. These buttons here they're okay. Less positive than you might like. Now, I have different functions it has here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I don't see any additional features here at all. It's nice that it has a rel. I don't know if that works in all the modes. It works there. Does it work in ohms? It does not work in ohms. That's too bad. That really is too bad. How about in current? It does in current. And it's got manual ranging. And it's got max min function. And hold, it works fine there. The cat readings are a little bit ridiculous. 1000 volts at Cat 3, 600 volts at Cat 4, yet it only has 250 volt fuses in it. Overrated. So it comes with a little pouch and not a case, so that's not going to offer a lot of physical protection to it. It comes with a all English manual. Again, this is 19,999 counts. This one only goes up to 10 amps here. Accessories, it comes with probes and a pouch. And the probes here are very small. This is a very compact meter too. This is about the size of the Fluke 100 series, like the 101, the 105, and so forth. The probes are much lighter duty. The wire, of course, is a little bit smaller. It only has to handle 10 amps. They're not gold plated. And it does have a tilting bail. It's much easier to get to. It's only a single position tilting bail. Its positioning is a little bit nicer, but it's not going to allow you to push buttons all that easy without moving around. So you're going to have to hold it and push the buttons. Double A. Now, this is a bit of a pain that the tilting bail falls off when you go to do the batteries, but okay, it's got no rubber baby buggy bumper on the outside of it. It's just hard plastic, probably colored ABS. Fuse access is internal. And let's pop in there and see what the electrical protection is like. Same level of protection. In fact, the components are almost exactly the same. The fuses are a little bit smaller. Okay, 1000 volts Cat 2, maybe. 600 volts Cat 3, no way. And yeah, it's very much the same on the inside. Same little PTC up here. The same, these probes are the same. They're just a little split sheet metal folded around. There's not a lot of separation in there. I would say internal protection on this is pretty low. Okay, let's turn this on. Measure those characters. Again at 2 centimeters. It doesn't have a dual display. It's got a hold and backlight. Okay, the switch on this is much nicer. And oh yeah, so are these buttons here, these rubber buttons. They're much more positive. They almost got a click to them. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the volts AC and volts DC are not separated. It's got both, so I'm going to give it 12. So we have rel, manual ranging, max min. I think that's about it. Okay, cat ratings again. I think it's overrated from what we saw inside there. ZOYI ZT225. Now this one here is a 25,000 counts meter. Comes with case, probes, thermocouple, manual. We've got this on here saying, what does this say? Tear off before use. Stop testing voltage in current mode. Good advice. This one's rated for 20 amps as well. These probes, they seem to be identical to the ones on the ANENG 870. So we've got a rubbery feel, not plastic. They do not have any gold plating. It's a nice tilting bell. It positively holds in that position there, which is nice. It's too vertical. If you're going to push on a button, you're still going to have to hold it. Okay, this is another one where the tilting bail falls off if you take the battery door open. This takes double A's. Let's turn it on. Oh yeah, that's really, really nice. Okay, let's measure the display size here. 2 centimeters. Dual display, yes. Physical size, it's a little bit bulkier, so I'm going to put this on the large size here. Outer protection, it does have a rubber baby buggy bumper. Electrical protection, time to get inside. What we have in here, we got nice gold contacts for the batteries. That's really nice. These are the spring contacts. I like seeing that. We have a real chipset here, but unfortunately it's been scraped off, so we can't really see what the chipsets are. Fuses are tiny. It does have a slightly better separation on some things. It's even got some separation grooves cut in here. It's got a whole bunch of MOVs here and a PTC, the MELFs, another PTC up here. So far this has got the best protection. This is the nicest so far of the selector switches. These here are not a great feel, and you can feel when they bottom, but they don't have any kind of a tactile effect to them. Looks like you might have a flashlight there, do we? Yep. Comes on when the backlight's on. Number of functions. 1, 2. So this has got AC plus DC. That's nice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. It's got off on both sides. You got rel, max min, hold, 20 amp, flashlight, cat ratings. I'm going to have to select this as over here. Even though it's best protected meter, it's not rated for 1000 volts category 3. It's just not. Yeah, it does have a nice backlight. Probably the best backlight so far. This is one I'm familiar with. This is a much nicer case. It's kind of like a Cordura. This is a Habotest. Now, I've had one that's almost exactly the same as this. IFPJYHZJ. It's exactly the same meter. This one has Habotest here. This one has IFPJYHZJ here. They're both HT118Es, and they're both exactly the same. It comes with a user's manual. This is a nicer thermocouple than the others had. It comes with a set of probes here, and yeah, these are about almost exactly the same. Tilting bail. It's only got a single open position, but here's the nice thing about this tilting bail. You can actually push the buttons on it. Oh, this is nice. It seems to be a captive screw, is it? Or is it just... No, that's captive. That's nice. So this takes double A's. The tilting bail doesn't fall off when you take the battery cover open. So that's a nice feature. It's got a little hook on the back here. Seems to have a built-in flashlight. That selector switch is really nice too. Now this one does have a feature here where it tells you where to plug in your leads. So here in voltage, it's telling you to plug in here. If you go up to ohms, it tells you to plug in here. If you go over here to amps, it tells you to plug in here. If you go into higher amps, it tells you to plug in here. So that's a really nice feature as well. There's 20,000 counts. Okay, I think it's time to start looking at getting into it. It's got external protection. It's got the rubber baby buggy bumper. Okay, so here we are here. We don't have a heck of a lot of electrical protection inside it here. We have here 2 fuses. That's nice to see that they're a little bit bigger fuses, but they're not really HRC fuses, high rupture capacity. And they're only 250 volt fuses. We've got a couple of PTCs, no MOV. This here is the current shunt. And these sockets here, they're just the split sheet metal ring type. Nothing special going on there. It's not a chip on board, but it has a couple of separate devices there in the chipset. I can't read them though, don't know what they are, but it's very similar to the previous meter in that respect. So they're claiming here max 750 volts AC, max 1000 volts DC, and that's probably fine in a Cat 1 or Cat 2 environment. But saying 1000 volts Cat 3 and 600 volts Cat 4, it's no. Turn it on here, we'll check the size of the display. It's just a tad over 1.5, and it is a dual display. On this one, the flashlight and the backlight, you can operate them separately. So let's do the function count on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 functions. We got hold, max, min. One thing we don't have that all the other meters we've had so far is a relative mode, so no rel. And it's only 10 amps, not 20 like some of them. And for the Cat ratings, I'm going to have to list it as overrated. Okay, this one here is the Aicevoos AS98B. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, I have no idea. Okay, it comes with a case. That looks like a pretty standard case. It's not as nice as the Habotest case, but it's just the same as the rest of them. Comes with a nice thermocouple, a set of probes, a manual, and it's in English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, and Chinese. 60,000 counts. Oh, these are nice. Yeah, these are the nicest probes so far. I'll have to give it a point for that. Yeah, these probes are really nice feel. They are not gold plated, but they look sharp. Okay, to have a tilting bail, it does, and it's a 2-position bail. That's nice. So if you wanted it more vertical for sitting, that will work that way, and if you wanted for standing or for being able to push the buttons, which you can do nicely here with this, that works well. That's a really nice tilting bail. That's the best. Okay, look at this. Okay, unfortunately it takes AAA batteries, so it loses a point for that. But the fuses, here's a couple of things about the fuses. First of all, you can get the fuses without taking the case off it, which is a very nice feature. And they give you a couple of spares. That's another nice feature. Okay, let's pop in some batteries here. It's obviously got a dual display here. Characters are 1.5 centimeters tall. Backlight comes on when you turn it on. You can turn it off. It does have a flashlight. It comes on with the backlight when you turn the flashlight on. It's giving the temperature here. That's a nice feature all the time. So I guess we go over here to put it on the main display, and it gives you Celsius down here and Fahrenheit up there. This switch is nice. It's not as nice as the last two, but it's nicer than the first two. And it also has this feature. You see when I turn for voltage, it comes on and flashes these two. So that would be good for any voltage, for ohms, capacitors, hertz. Then we get over to the current ranges. So microamps and milliamps were here. And for amps we're here. Physical size wise, it's large. We should get into it and see what it's like inside. This is odd. It's got a tin can over the works there. Yeah, these are just split ring sockets. Nothing special there. The fuses have got a little separator there between them, and it looks like there's some pretty good separation on the traces here, but no MOV, one PTC, minimal protection inside. Gold contacts for the batteries. So far they've all had good loud beepers. Sometimes that's annoying. Alright, let me put this back together again. Okay, let's see how many different functions it has. So we've got millivolts, AC and DC, volts, AC and DC, so that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here we've got rel, hold, min, max, peak, and manual ranging. Very nice. Don't know if I mentioned it or not, but this is, I'll mention it again, this is 60,000 counts. So that is a very, very nice feature to have in a precision meter. That's it. They're the contenders. What I'm going to do is I'll punch all this in, start my spreadsheet, And for the next video, we're going to come back and we're going to do some performance testing. Of course, we can't be very granular with the performance testing, so I'm just going to check it probably on voltage, ohms, the continuity feature, and we'll probably check it on current and maybe capacitance and hertz or something like that. I want to be able to set it up so that I can kind of test them all at the same time and have a reference meter out here. All right, folks, I hope you got something out of today's episode, and we'll see you in the next one. I'd like to wrap up this three-part series fairly quickly, so the next video should be up in a couple of days, 3 days max. If I left anything out of this video that you think I should have covered, let me know. If there's a consensus in the comments down there about something that I left out, and we'll get around to it in the third video when we do our wrap-up. I'll mention those things. All right, we'll see you then.